Welcome to my tube. My name's Marge. I'm a yoke empath. I just like having these little conversations, these little talks on the way I feel about things. They're conversations. Feel free to chime in the talkie room. In the talkie room. Leave a comment. Say hey. Hey Yoka, hey! It's just fun. I don't know why I'm all light and jovial, because the song that's playing in my ear does not match. It's The God That Failed, Metallica. I think I'll just shift that. This is better. Far behind. Social distortion. Far behind. So I'm in Omaha. Part of them. I left early. I got annoyed by a drunkard. Anyway, today's a good day. Vibing pretty high. Staying in the present moment. Got to meditate a good hour and 20 minutes today, roughly. Got to do the whole thing. It was blissness. Mom's in a good mood. She's happy. You know, when the thing is life is a circle. How you start out and how you act when you're a kid, it's like you go out in life and you either let it like smooth your edges or make them more rough and jaded and jaggedy and broken. All life experiences. That's why I have this tattoo on my leg. I don't think I've showed this one in a minute. I got this one. I get birthday tattoos. Probably because I read The Illustrated Man. Can you see that? They're drill bits because I'm a carpenter in my heart. Kind of like the vibe of JC. And it's the rainbow spectrum. It's the rainbow color of the rainbow spectrum, because we're all just colors on the color wheel. It's how you vibe. What you do with your vibe, your spark, your heartbeat. Do you accentuate people's lives, or you freaking suck? You draw. You just make make people tired after they hang out with you. Some people make you a good tired after hanging out with you. Sometimes a good tired is fun hanging out with people. So I got to talk with a nice lady from cool accent, Lithuania. I respect people's privacy, so I'm not going to talk too much about it. It was just nice to have a conversation with a like-minded individual, you know? Feels good. That's why I started this tube. It's like, plus it's a video diary. Got an email from a cool dude in San Fran. I'll meet him one day. I'll hit all these spots on my Heyoka World Tour where I was reminded of I said, you know, Mom, I've done a lot of stuff for fun and for free. Because I'm a fool. No, I'm not a fool. I have been a fool. But I think about all the stuff that I've done. And I'm not gonna like toot my own horn, but I used to be, but just, I'm like the freaking girl version of freaking Forrest Gump. With different disabilities, different gender, and I'm not freaking escaping to Greece. Because I'm a creepy creeperton. And it's funny because he's from his family. I think it was his first wife's family, actually. I don't know if it was his family or something like that. But he spent a lot of time in Red Bluff, which is darn close to Redden. Proud Falcon. I'll be talking about that here in a little bit. Because I'm all fired up about all kinds of stuff like that. So back, because I'll just talk about it right now. But the cool part is I'm on several forms of media. How many Heyoka do you know that you can say are on CDs? And I'm packing, so I'm finding shit. I even found a cassette tape that one of my talks is on. Yeah, I figure I can talk about it. I think the 11th tradition in the 12 steps is, I don't know why it hasn't been altered yet, frankly, because, you know, all it is press, radio, and now. So anyway, back when I was friends with Bill W, I had these little talks, you know, so that's why I'm versed to public speaking and talking and stuff like that, because I took a class in college. I mean, I'm a program, so what we program, I was thinking about a guy that went to Enterprise High School, Jeff Bilak. I went to Central Valley, but it was like, I grew up in Reading, but I always ducked out, and people always forgot about me. And when I came back, it was like I went to different schools. So when I went to Nova, that was cool because then I knew people that were going to Enterprise, and then I knew people that were going to Shasta, and then of course I went to CV Proud Falcon '92. The heart of Reading, man, it's a hard energy. You grow up Reading, you freaking ain't. I grew up in Reading, had freaking hard ass shit happen to me that prepared me. I went out in the world, was in Operation Iraqi bullshit, got my ribbons, you know. I'm trying. Everything I did, I try to do. So maybe I could go back home and make them proud, you know. That I got to represent. Like I'm from Reading and I did this shit. Okay, you know, I did this shit while I was away. I wasn't. I wasn't. I wasn't. I wasn't disrespecting the heart of the North State. Understand? And I was in the Air Force. And then I went on and got my degree in IT, see, and I worked at some of the biggest some of the biggest companies in the world. G4S, West Corp. You know, remember back in the old days when people were calling the idol shows and stuff, you know, all the dial. Yeah, that was all the phone lines. That's where I worked and stuff, you know, these colossal. So I know all about all this tech stuff that is blowing up right now. It's just people being greedy and shit. That's why I don't ever say anything. I don't ever put anything in text. I just don't say anything in the world that I wouldn't say in front of my own mother. The thing is Mom and I have a really open relationship. There's a lot of shit that I say in front of her, and she just, you know, you don't make her mad. That's what she'll just tell people. Why are they poke your pet? Why do they do that to you? You're just defending yourself. Like, yeah, I know, Mom. It's weird. Anyway, so I'm on multimedias. Heyoka, you know, weird kid. So I was really stoked and really motivated because I spent several part of my day when I was making Mom's lunch. That's because I listen to talks when I do my everyday talks. So, and I listened to a deal that they did. Where's my history? Switch account. Oh, lost another subscriber. I do. They never, you know, they never say what it is why they go. They don't ever say why they stay either. So, take care. I hope you're all right. It's gonna be hell the next few months. I didn't get to that part yet. The Babylon part, the freaking downfall of this civilization. History. Comments. Period. Shasta Board of Supervisors. Redding, California, August 11th, 2020, on Robert Exter's page. It was 2 weeks ago, and it was 2 hours and 59 minutes and 58 seconds of people speaking in 3-minute intervals, asking them to open up Shasta County. Because, see, what happens is I've seen it all over the world because I've been all over the world. And I worked in all these paradigms. I worked in hospitals. I worked in universities. And people are the same. You have the people at the top, you have the people in the middle, and you have the people at the bottom. And the fact is, the people at the top think they're running the show. And what we have is a whole bunch of small towns and stuff that are run by smart people. But what happened is they lost their faith along the way someplace, and they became more fearful. And when people act from fear, they just don't act rationally. It's no different than if you stay up for too long and you drive across. It's no different than the impairment of being sleep deprived and alcohol relation. It's the same kind of thing. It's people get so fearful that, and so what happened is because you have the people in the middle, the puppet. They think the puppet masters, but everybody always answers to something, even if it's a higher power, a vibration, or you know, God or Satan, Lucy Fairy, as we're finding out now that a lot of people have been freaking, holy shit, they're trying to get the whole world to love Lucy Fairy. Oh my God. And look, they're doing it. Holy shit. And kids and tunnels and holy shit. Human sacrifice. What? Right here in front of our face. And the kings and the queens, and no wonder he left and he came to America because he knows. And oh, and no wonder Princess Diana died in the tunnel because she knows. Oh my God, oh my God. All that stuff they said wasn't true. When someone is really adamant about, no, that ain't true. Dude, I saw that all day long. I've been watching the protests. Save the Kids. What's it, David Icke? Is that his name? He's freaking big ol'. He needs to calm down. He picks up on everybody's energy. That's how people, like, are capable of having heart attacks and stuff right now. He needs to just stay grounded. I understand how excited he is because he's getting to see results, and he's an older man of a movement that he has been involved in for years, and I have too. See, there's Jesus Christ ain't a dude no more. He ain't coming to save us. It's a vibrational frequency that we all have to choose to step into and act like. You know? So instead of choosing violence and anger, no matter how hurt we get and no matter how somebody might push our buttons, we have to rise above buttons, get rid of our buttons, and come into our own peace and grace. Because there's so many people out there that don't have any. And as empaths, you can fire off on other people's shit. I mean, you can see the emotion in these people. These people are desperate. They let them go back to work. Let kids go to school. Let people not wear a mask. I mean, the rest of the world's gone on, and there's just these small communities that have created their own paradigm based on religion. You know, I mean, we all know the church that, you know, that's why it's hard for me to find a place to live because they've jacked the prices of rentals and it's all monopoly because they didn't have friends to play with when they were kids. So, you know, they play these strategic games, and then they put themselves in the paradigms of local government so they could have some semblance of feeling of control. But what the thing is they didn't know what they were doing. And people like me, I've been in the program. I've been on all these programs. I got all ideas. So don't be scared. Just get out of the chair and I'll come sit in one. Yeah. I'll come sit in one. You know? I'm reasonable with reasonable people, and the thing is you guys just listened. You listened. And you know what I wondered about? How you felt when you went home. Did you go home and drink? I know one of those guys. I know just because of how those guys out, 1 out of 5. One of them probably went home and put on a dress and put on a vinyl record, something like that. You know, people have their soothing mechanisms. I don't judge, man. I got my own. Mine don't involve, you know, blood or doing anything to other people. I'm not saying that that's, you know, but hey, there's Masonic Temple and you know, the Masonaries. You know, it's all there. You know, it's the history and it's all that stuff that's going away. And maybe people aren't even, maybe people aren't practicing it today, but if that's in your relation and you haven't done something for your bloodline to rectify that in your bloodline, then you're going to be haunted by it. And people are being haunted right now. People are being haunted fucking everywhere. They call it, you know, people are just like being, their ghost of their ancestors are just, and they're like, oh my God, am I schizophrenic? And it's like, no, dude, it's the astrology. It's the astrology. You know, being Heyoka, you know, I was like, I always see the silver lining in a cloud, but I also see the darkest part in the cloud. And I went and checked the mail today. I freaking I got there's a big mailbox that I have because the lady like that lived here before I had big mail, and so she had a big mailbox, and so I don't check the mail a lot because I get this shit. It's like, did you give up on life, dude? No, fuck it, I'll just fucking in there. I'm like, hey, I got an idea. Stop sending this shit. Stop sending it. Stop sending it. Landfill. It's all just, I don't even know what this is for. I ain't gonna look at it. I don't care. It's garbage. You know? So it's just, I get to put it from my mailbox and then put it in the pile, and I'll be going to the dump soon anyway, so it works out fine. But I'm just like, You know, everyone's like, yay, postal service. I'm like, what the fuck for, man? They gave up on life too. It's just another, it's the person that's doing it. When you do this shit, this is how you show up in life. Don't fucking save the post office. What the fuck do I care? Yeah. You know, it's like all these people just like, but you know what? The positive part is the freaking people in Reading. We have the same heart space. I've been fighting this, everything that they, the mothers, you know, because I'm what happens. I'm a 46-year-old woman with post-traumatic, lots of CP. What I got alphabet soup, just like everybody else. They're just hurt feelings and emotions from traumas and stresses that have happened cumulatively, and that have added up in the course of your life. That's all that they are. If you lived any kind of life and have any kind of story to tell, you've seen some nasty, ugly shit, and I've seen a lot. So, that comes with life experience. And you know, so while these if I looked up these people that are on these positions, they've probably been sitting in those chairs of the city council or city control or whatever they call themselves. I got a nameplate. I can even bring my own nameplate, Marge. I'll just hey, I'll take it. You know, we don't gotta be all bureaucratic and, you know, go. I'll do it, you know. Hell, Friends of Bill W. I went to area in recovery. If I can handle some egomaniacal bullshit, I can sit on some freaking hours of some you know, because I got the ideas and I got all the engineering mind of how to fix the stuff, and raising the dam. No, that's not how to fix. As a matter of fact, what people need to do, I hope they done it, because it's getting kind of low. So I hope that what they're doing is they're clearing all that the driftwood and stuff back off the dam. I hope they're doing that, because you got the land of whatever, and you got the forestry, and you got all the apartments out there. So hopefully they're, because what that does is it puts pressure on the concrete, and because, you know, it gives and fluxes and, you know, all that, but still get the driftwood off, get the extra weight off. There's plenty of personnel, you know, there's plenty of people on the boats. Just do it when people just go out and just take a few, you know, if everybody does a little bit, you know, have cleanup day on get the extra stress off the infrastructure, you know. And I know that there's plenty of people in Reading that freaking they don't have work, but you know what? There doesn't mean that they're not willing to do the work, and I got the places where to go to freaking do the work. Yeah. Because the people that have gotten paid, just like every place else, this is all across America. That's why civilization, that's why it's all crumbling down. It's because it's every at Redden, it's every Salem, it's every, you know, it's the whole world. It's London, it's France. It's a small, small world, and it's all, everybody's clocks are ticking up, you know. Like, you know, when you're in line and I you get tripped out, you know, if you're in a long enough intersection in a big enough city, you know, sometimes the blinkers all line up and like 4 or 5 cars ahead of you, you know. We all have our same timing, and everybody's coming into their spirit, and some people are doing it fearfully and fitfully and violently. Those are the ones we need to console. Because I know I have my days, and I just need, you know, people just recognize I'm good at announcing stuff. Hey, I got some post-traumatic stress. You know, when I get keyed up, I talk, you know, I talk fast, I talk loud, you know. I'm not, you know, because people automatically, because I get loud, and they're like, oh my God, she's scary. I'm like, dude, I am fucking 5-0. I'm 5, I don't, it's weird. It's just how energy works, you know, but I'm a strong woman. I guess power, there's something to be said for that. So, with a lot of life experience. So, I'm proud Falcon. You know, I was thinking about my jams that I had. They were like half blue, half white back in the 88, 89. I think that was when, like, we won the Division 3 and played in Sacramento, you know. Hadn't won a freaking football game in 10 years. We were like the laughing stock. You know, don't even have a swimming pool. I'm a Hicksville, USA, you know. And the thing is, I went out in the world, I came back, and now it's like they wrecked the joint, man. They didn't take care of the place while I was gone. So I'm glad to come back and help do cleanup. I was looking at the fire map, California today. Holy hell. Wow. Lots of cleansing. The flooding, the whole earth is going through a great cleansing, and it ain't over, folks. It's gonna be a long, hard winter. Find your tribe, yeah. Find your tribe. I'm just trying to get a safe place for me and Ma. That's it, safe place. We can live in a one room, as long as we got a fenced yard, we'll be all right. Just gotta get there, I've been praying like a freaking banshee. I haven't prayed like this since I was a little girl. I'm like a chanting, praying fool. So, every day in between, it's all we got. Carl, where we go when we go, oh, we are all connected. Hi, Frida. So, there's so much healing, and that's why people are erupting and freaking out, because so many people are hurt. So many people are hurt. So many people, because so many people are, they have it, because the contents of information and data is held in frequency, like our own binary code. So a lot of times, like when people are freaking out about something, they're getting triggered emotionally or psychotically or something. The trippy part is, it's not necessarily that something that happened in this incarnation. They're waking up to shit that they did in their past life. And then they're reaping the karma for it now. And then they're waking up to shit, I had a past life. And oh shit, I had a spirit. And oh my god, there's this ebb and flow of what energy I put out comes back to me. And I'm fucked because I've been a dick this incarnation. And so people are going to, as soon as they erupt, then once we'll have the phoenix from the ash storyline that comes back up. I've done other talks about reading. Car fire. Talked about red. I think I was wearing his shirt, as a matter of fact. Maybe this is my reddened shirt. That's funny. I think there's trends, because I've done over 1,000. I bet if you line up astrological, if I lined up, not you, but if I lined up astrological placements on my chart, I bet there are days that I wear the same like color, unbeknownst to me, just because it's. And I'm pretty congruent with my conscious and my subconscious too. I mean, well, I remember that I think I wore this when I talked about that car fire was like 2 years ago, year and a half ago. But that's the thing is, I get back, we go to work, and I ain't gonna, in my leadership role, I even went, when I was in the Air Force, they make all the senior airmen go through Airman Leadership School. It's based on a hierarchical business model, marketer. It's all business. Like everything, stay at home. I got a hint from you. For you. I got a little, the whole homeschool shit. Who gets to benefit from that? Got Google, Chromebook, whoever devices are, providing the technology. Who, So, and are anybody having, are you on the line more with the tech guy than your teacher? And people are going to start, no, I'll just go back to school. It's cool. Because life is already dangerous enough between forest fires, hurricanes, the tornadoes, satanic cult rituals, pedophiles, politicians, all people, the cracks of society getting wider and wider, Oh, and that's another thing. I can help in the mental health area because I know that's a hurting area too. Like I said, here's my reference. I had 13 years, and then I got here and blew up my life, but, I've been trying to make up for it ever since. I think I'm doing a pretty good job. I think I'm going to do Mom's nails tomorrow. It's time to do Mom's nails. They're starting to get a little rough. I'm like, Mom, we can't have you looking rough, Mom. What are the neighbors going to say, Mom? I'm going to do your nails, Ma. So, and the thing of it is if I would have stayed in the anger and the resentment that I had for her based on the emotions and the experiences that we had when I was growing up, I'd miss out on us now. And it's so cool because as you get older, we live in a circle. So you go out and you live your life and you learn your lessons, and then you get to the place where you get tired and you want to retire and just be, and kind of just like kick it and hang out with your friends and just kind of, like when you were a kid, And people are figuring out they don't got to do that. They don't got to wait till they're freaking in their 60s, 70s, 80s to do that, you know. Some of us are built to come up with the ideas while everybody goes and just let us live and be. Because my ego and my overcost are, you know, I can pay my way. I can pay my bills. I just need to get there. I just need a place to be with I just need a place to be so I don't have to worry and stress out all the time. I can wash mom's hair in convenience because it's long. I took a picture. Her hair is like, it's down to her eyes. Her hair is so long. You know, she's such a neat, like, I got to do better for her. I got to give her better means. I got to do better, you know, when I don't meditate and I don't do things like that, and I don't keep myself in proper spiritual condition, then I start thinking about all the stuff that I should be doing better, and then I put a lot of pressure on myself, and I don't. And before I know it, I could be like halfway into a fifth of freaking Jack Daniel's whiskey, some kind of whiskey. Cause I'm a whiskey girl. I like whiskey girls. I'm a whiskey girl. I don't want to do that because see, we got the same face, and when I do that drinking stuff, it takes my spirit. And I don't care about her face, and then if I live long enough to be as old as she is, dude, so I saw a picture of one of my sobrinas today. She was in a tree. She's 5 years old, and it said, "First time in a tree." I'm like, oh my goodness. You're 5. I was like 25 feet up at 2, you know. I'm like, welcome to the club, tree climber, you know. Yay. You know, there's so much stuff I want to share with her from my experiences, from being the good ones from when I was little, not the bad ones, you know. You want to keep that stuff away from kids. I had the kind of parents that it was just like, they just like all the freaking, I did 70s, 80s reading those like Dr. Spock books and like how to those people weren't even born yet. I don't even think they wrote the. It's like, get the fuck out of here with that. I'm gonna beat my kid. You know, if my kid's gonna listen to me and the kid's gonna be fucking disciplined. You know, and so you have these people that grow up. It's just like they have their own inner discipline in them. So if they learn how to balance themselves, then we got a whole group of people that can reconvene and make that community a really lovely place without all the freaking concrete and shit, curbs and freaking pine trees and palm trees. All that does is freaking, you know, all that does is freaking pay a landscaping guy someplace an exorbitant amount, and then all the maintenance that they can say to charge themselves to do it. And when people that live in the community would be glad to do it for free, just to, you know. So what if shit gets a little bit overgrown? Nature comes back. Who cares, you know? Oh, because then you can't fill all your offices with regulations and rules, and they create this system with so many rules and regulations, so many, and all they're doing is concentrating on the text and the font and the binders and the presentation of the rules and regulations, that it totally ignores the fact that people are losing jobs, don't have money, have no income, and they are completely getting their paycheck, direct deposit. They ain't tripping. You know, all they have to do is zone out. They're probably like asleep with their eyes closed, zoning in and out. It was probably hard for them to stay asleep. Stay awake listening for 3 hours. People just like, please, for the love of God, open, just have one guy, I think he said, get a pair, get some balls. Another guy blatantly said, we've been cool. We ain't going to be cool much longer, and that's how they do it in Redden. It's old school ways. Sometimes it's ball bats and freaking rock, freaking. I've been kicked in the face and knocked down on a flight of stairs. There are no rules, and when it comes down to human nature, and people have been gracious, and they've been patient, and they've been pretty cool about shit, but $1,200 check in freaking 8 months is kind of a wiener smack for everybody. It's kind of a smack in the face. It's kind of disrespectful, especially because you guys pay yourself for those 536 people, the seats of the Senate. At minimum, if they all made the minimum, the least amount that they could make, they would still account for $92 million a year. for 500. And then it's like they have their friends, and then so they put their friends in the offices, and then they pay themselves exorbitant amount of money, and it's all from taxes, but we don't get shit. And then they didn't repair the under the roads. They just kept fixing the chef on top, and planting and making things nice, and making it more costly for people to just buy food and to live, and they're working 2 jobs and 3 jobs to frickin' support a family that they never get to hang out with ever. Well, the top, this trickle down economic idea fucking has failed, and they just kept it all on top, and now the people are revolting. Now there's hell to pay. And now, you know, it's gonna be shit. The whole world's gonna be shit. The whole world's gonna be shit till about November. There's other people that have better account point. I mean, things are gonna settle down, but first, it's just the fire. It's gonna be fire. And I heard a really wonderful talk, and I should probably wrap it up on this. I don't think I brought my notebook out. I'll just talk about the talk. About it was Laudia. Unless I hear him say it, I'm not good with pronunciation. Pronounce it. Okay. Mars and Aries 2020 health warnings with Dr. Johnson. Mars in the 12th sign. Problems, medical astrology. Everybody should go watch that. I hate the skip ads crap. This lady goes, it's brilliant, you know. And she's a surgeon. She's an actual medical doctor. You know, I would go to a medical doctor that freaking was versed in astrology over just a modern medicine. I yelled at my PA yesterday. I'm like, I never want to see that woman again. I hope I never have to see that. She doesn't give it to see. And then you get these people that, like, you know, they don't care about life. You know, they skid through life. You know, I notice they skid through life because they choose to go to universities in places like Des Moines because their grades are really good. So if they go to these small, crappy schools, they get a meh, you know, textbook, you know, at most. I know I worked in one of these universities. Residency week was a nightmare for me. Residents? Like, wet behind the ear right out of med school? They think they know. You know, it's the same attitude as lieutenants, like certain ranks in the military. People just have a certain course of everybody acts the same, just not everybody acts the same at the same time. And people are going to start acting the same at the same time. Yeah? Does that make sense? So, anyway, I think I'm about done. Going and hang out with Mom a little bit before she goes off into dreamland. But the cool part is because I got to heal the parts in with me from one of the stuff that happened, whatever happened to me when I was a little girl. That took the blame off her, my resentment, my anger off her. So that freed us both up so we can have an open and loving relationship today. Because she's like a 5-year-old. My niece is 5 years old, and I'm like, I can just picture them. They would be the best of friends. It would be so fun to watch. It would just be so wonderful to watch. Because Mom's like, and I always gotta, because when I get fired up, it's just my energy can startle her, and I can't. So I've been meditating a lot extra, and I made butter today, so I'll be making cookies tomorrow. And you know, just trying to be faithful and diligent, and every day taking actions that I can do to get us closer to home, back home, and hopefully, you know, home, maybe, because I was never like fit in anywhere. Even when I lived there, and I went out in the whole world, but when I listened to those people talk, I could picture myself sitting down and just having conversations with them, because I'm what happens when kids don't go to school. When I was a little girl, I went when I 4th grade or 6th grade as my 12th grade year, so it was the same as my oldest nieces right now. Um, but their stint of not going to school is substantially longer than mine. So just not having that social interaction with people. People have to hug each other. People have to love each other. People have to embrace each other. It's the spirit way, having a human experience. So to take that away, you're not you know, and we know who the creepy creeper is. Put impasse in HR. Let it be okay for the teachers to put kids on their lap. Don't let a few creepy creepertons ruin it for the loving and kindness and goodness. Let it be. These go back to grassroots. Go back to the heart space of how things can be at ease so they can. Because I'm what happens when there's trauma that doesn't get soothed. And people can learn how to soothe themselves. But everybody needs people, and that has been my greatest life lesson. Because I have been the toughie in my whole life. I can do it myself. Yeah, get out of my way. I'll lift it up. Get out. I'll do it. Get out of my way. I'll figure it out. I'll do it. I'll make a pulley system. I'll get in there. I can do this. I can do that. But you know what? Everybody gets old and everybody gets tired. And it'd be so rad to be like, hey man, can you come over? You know? Or when they call, hey, because there have been plenty of times, man, I'll be like, people call my buddy Saul, he does the fair, Renaissance fair stuff, and he's into that community, and I've just always been a part of all these people that have been part of these different communities, so being a little bit a part of all these community is just expanding the community within my heart, and so, yeah, I'll be over to help you load for the fair, and people are going to get their freedom back because they're going to take it. It's the human spirit, just like the weed that comes up through the concrete. It's about all I got for now. Hope you have